Greetings and welcome to your Oracle message for the day, new and returning friends. Thank you so much for joining us today. We have been pulling one card randomly every morning from our mega deck. You can look down in the description below for more information on that. But today's card is pulled from the Earth Magic Oracle deck by Stephen Farmer, and it's the card representing music and harmony. And before we go in the book, and we'll go through the reading in the book in just a minute. I haven't looked at that yet. You and I can go through that for the first time, unless you have this deck and you have pulled this card and are reading along, which you are more than welcome to do. But I want to take a look at the elements of our card here before we go into the actual reading. And I just noticed something, so I'm going to, while I'm talking to you, look up something else. So there we go. All right. So the first thing that we are looking at, obviously, is two women, two beautiful women with stringed instruments in a beautiful wooded setting. I see doves flying around them. I feel very strong. Two of Cups and or the Lovers energy, regardless of the fact that they're the same gender. We don't even have to go there because love does not have any gender, right? It is eternal and never ending. And harmony, the idea of harmony, we know that there are harmonies that create our music, and they are different forms of harmony depending on what region of the planet that you're on. Some things that some cultures use for their music is not the same at all. It's not the same musical scale. It's not the same structure in terms of timing. It's not the same in terms of instruments at all. So music for different people means different things. Harmony for different people means different things. But what I'm getting strongly with this card, like I said, the Two of Cups energy, this idea of being in harmony with yourself, being in harmony with your environment, being in harmony with what you're thinking and what you're feeling, that heart-brain coherence that we know is crucial for creating our intentional life, our authentic life. And that's really what living your authentic life is all about, is having that harmony within and with yourself first, before you can start making music with anybody else. And I want to talk a little bit about the elements, but there's so much information, so many messages that are coming in with this card. How many different areas of our lives are not in harmony, are not sounding very musical at all, is where we are working, in balance with our traditional, foundational, the things that we know to be true for ourselves. Are you working in a kind of business that feels very discordant to you compared to your principles, your beliefs, like I said, what you know to be true for you? Maybe it's time to, take a look at the want ad, see if there's, job boards that have a different type of career for you. We want to be harmonious in our work and that life aspect. We want to be harmonious in our homes, not just in the relationships with each other, whoever we are sharing our home with, which absolutely needs to happen. And what does that mean? That means we have to let go of ego when we're working with any other people. Okay? The only person you can deal with ego on is yourself. So anytime somebody says something that maybe sounds off to you, it harmonize with your beliefs, with what you know to be true for you, our first reaction always is to jump right in with the correction. I'm right. I know I'm right. Well, yes, you are absolutely right. You are right for you, not necessarily for everybody else. Their music is different from yours. What is harmonious to them is going to be different than what's harmonious to you. And having that harmony means setting aside the ego whenever we are dealing with other people, bring in that love, that peace that we see with the doves. Let's talk a little bit about the elements here. One of the women is wearing a red girdle and one is wearing a gold. And I wanted to know, was there any kind of special significance? Because, like I said, I'm getting a lot of Two of Cups energy, which is primarily water energy, but it also just represents balance, like I said, and harmony. And the color red, we identify with like the base chakra, the foundation, earth energy, earth magic, that kind of vibration. And when I looked up a red girdle, a lot of times, especially in post-Christian times, the red girdle represented the blood of Christ, the idea that you are paying some kind of coinage in of yourself personally in this particular venture, whatever you are wearing your red girdle for. And there are appropriate times to be wearing that. That where we bring in the harmony. A lot of times a note or a chord or a group of vibrations sounds at its very beginning to be discordant in and of itself, but something else gets added in, and all of a sudden it creates a new kind of harmony. So don't dismiss the idea of bringing in that earth energy. You and I both know if you don't have a strong foundation, it doesn't matter what kind of beautiful structure you're building on top of it. And the Taj Mahal, the foundation for the Taj Mahal, probably doesn't look a whole lot different than the foundation for your house. It's just in terms of scale. But foundation is foundation. And you cannot have any harmony, you cannot have that music in your life if you don't have a good, strong foundation. So definitely bring that red girdle energy in. What about the gold girdle? In a spiritual context, a gold girdle often symbolizes divine power. So we're bringing in the cosmic realms. We have the earth realms and we have the cosmic realms. So here's our yin and yang. Here's our balance, our harmony, our music of the spheres. It represents divine power, readiness for action, and a commitment to serving others. And what does music do? We create music as a form of expressing our love, our joy, our passion, sometimes our sadness and our pain, our confusion. Music can be a vehicle to transmit and communicate a million different types of things. And all of it is beautiful when it is based in love and truth, self-truth, and being true with other people, coming from that place. Another thing I wanted to talk about really briefly is the instruments that they are using. We have a harp and we have a violin. With the harp, obviously, we know that in the Bible and a lot of other traditional writings, religious writings, harps were considered a sacred instrument that were played to make a connection, a direct connection with the gods, with our divine realms that we always have access to. But we have to remember, music is a vibration, a definite vibration that we can see on a scale. We can't always see the vibrations like of our thoughts. We have to have special instruments for that. But with music, you can see the strings vibrating. You can see the vibration happening. It's a very tactile way of getting yourself connected to the realm of vibration. And that's why it is so conducive, literally, in that true sense of the word conducive, conducting. It conducts the energy between the cosmic realms and the human realms. But yes, harps were always used to represent divine praise, worship, heavenly harmony, and the aspiration to reach a higher spiritual plane. But what about violins? What's the spiritual significance of a violin? You have to remember each of these elements was chosen specifically by the Oracle deck creator, in this case, Mr. Stephen Farmer. So why did he pick a violin? Well, in a spiritual context, violins represent deep emotion, personal expression, connection to the divine, and the ability to convey a wide range of feelings through its music. So I feel very strong earth energy with violin, how we bring in the deep emotion, right? The personal expression. That's physical stuff. That's physical stuff. That has nothing, I mean, it doesn't, it's not that it doesn't have anything to do with the divine realms. It absolutely does. But they are different aspects of that cosmic consciousness. And we can look at each facet individually. We have the ability to do that. We are like the only creation, as far as we know, that is able to discern between different aspects of something and identify that all of those aspects are all legitimate and valid aspects, but they are only representative. You know what I'm looking at right now? It's not the card I'm looking at in my house. I have a pillow on my love seat, and it's green, it's got designs and stuff, but I know that when I turn the pillow around, the back side doesn't look anything like the front side, and the sides don't look anything like the front or back, the corners, so depending on which way you turn it, it has a completely different aspect. That is exactly what we need to understand about everything in life. Depending on what aspect you're looking at, it's going to look different. If you take a step to the left or the right, things are going to look different. Every time you change your angle of view, things are going to change their aspects. The same thing happens with people. So when we are living our authentic lives and we're being our authentic selves, we are creating our music. And when we are living that way, we are in harmony with what we are thinking, what we are feeling, what we are saying, and what we are doing. They are all in alignment. I've talked about this before, and I'm not going to make a big deal about it, but consider carefully. If you call yourself a person of peace, if you call yourself a person of love, if that is your intention, to be more of that love, to be more of that energy of love, of peace, of joy. If that's what you want, you need to consider carefully what you're allowing into your environment, into your energetic space. What media are you looking at? Are you watching news feeds? Are you scrolling through TikTok and Facebook and whatever, Instagram? Is that what you're putting your attention and focus on? Or are you reading books that make you feel empowered, that provide you with more information on different topics that you are fascinated by? Are you listening to podcasts from people that are telling you how amazing you are? Watch what is coming into your experience and make sure that it is in harmony with what you say is true for you. Okay, what does it say in the book? What does our reading say for us for our card today for music representing harmony? Music. What would life be like without it? It's not something that we humans invented. In fact, music has been around since time began. Subtle and dramatic textures of sound have existed as long as there have been beings that could hear them. For our ancient ancestors, paying close attention to sounds, rhythms, and vibrations from the planet helped them survive. Of course, it's also been compelling for humanity to create music through our own voice and musical instruments. As we have evolved, so have the instruments we've created, some of which, when played, mimic the music of the natural world. Where there's more than one instrument played, or two or more people speaking, singing, the resulting harmonies blend into one unified sound that is pleasing to the ear. If the notes are out of sync, there's a notable dissonance that can be disturbing. Here, we see two women with stringed instruments creating a harmonious blend. They are so absorbed in their playing that they appear to be in a trance, as though they're simply allowing the music to flow through them. This is a time of considerable harmony for you. one where the elements in your life are flowing together smoothly. Just as in musical harmony, it is the interface of these elements that merge into a cycle of symmetry and balance that evokes feelings of harmony. The challenge is to sustain this inner accord, even when there is considerable dissonance outside of your own mind, heart, and body. Note the sensations, emotions, and thoughts you experience when everything seems to be moving along well. Take 3 deep breaths and let your breathing be the anchor that reminds you of this state of consciousness. Whenever you see chaos around you, whenever you perceive disharmony around you, know that it is a mirror of your internal and inner turmoil. When you recognize this, take 3 more deep breaths or more to bring forth the memory of the moments when your life seemed like a symphony. Then, every time you exhale, you are releasing the energy of your internal state of harmony into the world, and it will have amazing effects. Oh, I love that. Yeah. Every time we breathe, we are breathing in energy. And every time we exhale energy. One of my favorite meditations, I can't remember the traditional official word for it, but it is a old traditional meditation where you start out feeling love for yourself, just immersing yourself in this love and acceptance of who you are, of your being, of every cell in your body, of feeling so grateful and so in love with who you are, with who you are becoming, with who you have been, and everything about you, and just moving from that place of self-love and then bringing that love into the people that you interact with your family, the people that you see on a daily basis, so the people that you share your house with, the people that you share your employment with, the people that you see all the time, bringing that same love experience, that same love energy into giving it to them, sending it to them, communicating it to them, singing it to them. And then expanding the circle out even further to the people on your street, your neighbors, and then your city, and your county, and your state, and your country, your region, your continent, the planet, the solar system, the galaxy, and the universe. These ever-expanding circles of harmony, of love, harmony of joy, and harmony of peace. And if you want more peace in your life, you want more peace in the world, that's how you do it, by being at peace with yourself. So that's our reading for the day. I do hope it resonated and blessed you. Leave whatever did not resonate. As always, take only what you know to be true for you. I love you. Have the most amazing, harmonious musical day. Namaste and ciao for now.